Hi folks, welcome back on a chilly November morning. Today we're going to show you how to install the Volt Top Dog downlight. Now this is a great light to mount up from trees if you want to illuminate ground covers, plants, flowers, anything you want to bring a little bit more interest to at night. We're going to be installing inside this fixture the Volt LED 3 watt 60 degree lamp, which is about a 20 watt equivalent if you're going halogen. So we'll show you how to do that now.
Now as we get started, the first step we're going to want to do is get our LED out of our box and get it installed in our fixture. Now as you're screwing down the lid to your fixture, make sure it sits flush and has a good firm seat against the silicone gasket at the bottom. Slide the glare shield down over the fixture and secure it in place. We're now ready to install this fixture. The tall trees in this landscape give us the perfect opportunity to softly bathe what will be a beautiful perennial bed come spring.
Alright, before we get started on this project, let's take a minute to review the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a basic just drill driver. If you have a drill or a driver combo, it really doesn't matter. Either one's going to work. And you're just going to want to use the appropriate bit that you're going to need for your screws. You're also going to need a pair of cutters. This will be good for the wire, and also the little straps that we're going to attach the wire to the tree with. Now, you'll also need a 24-foot extension ladder. Stay away from aluminum. They're just dangerous around power lines. And we are going to be going 25 to 30 feet up into this tree. So if you are uncomfortable with heights and climbing up in the tree, I recommend you hire a pro, a lighting pro. They can come do this part of the work for you. And just be very, very careful as you're climbing this tree. Make sure you've got a good foundation for your ladder.
Before we begin our installation, we have to determine where exactly the light fixture is going to be placed and how we're going to get our wire down the tree. Generally, the back side of a tree is best. Go ahead and set your ladder up, but just make sure the feet are securely into the ground.
Okay, so now as you're up here in the tree, you want to make sure that you get a rough orientation for the light. So know where your bed is directly below you, what you want to light, and roughly place your light in about the area where you know it's going to be. We can fine-tune the adjustment later for getting the exact aim.
Now find a fairly flat place on the tree bark and begin securing the base onto the tree. Now you're going to be using stainless steel screws, and there are a total of 3 fastener holes for this. Next, loosen the brass lock nut. This will allow the fixture to swing freely so it can be turned and aimed as needed. Take a pair of channel locks and turn the lock nut until it firmly locks the fixture in place. Now loosen and adjust the glare shroud to the desired position and secure it in place with the set screw. To attach our cable to the tree, I like to use the zip ties that have the loop on the top. These can be found at just about any box store. Securing them to the tree is very quick and easy. Simply wrap the zip tie around the cable, pull it tight, and then slide the zip tie over until you find a good solid piece of bark in order to screw into. At this point, we're trying to move the wire around to the back side of the tree so it's concealed as we run it all the way down to the ground. Now take your drill or your driver and secure the zip tie onto the bark with the screw. You can now take your hand cutters and trim off the excess of the zip tie. This will make it look much cleaner on the tree. Continue this process running it all the way down to the ground, continuing to zip tie about every 4 to 5 feet, and then make your connection back to the transformer.
Hey, before you run out to the corner store and go buy hardware, be sure that you only buy stainless steel screws. Now, stainless steel is the only type of metal that's going to be inert in the tree, which means it's not going to harm the tree. You see underneath this protective bark, there's a green cambium layer. Now, the cambium is where all the water comes up through the tree and feeds the upper branches. Galvanized screws, regular iron screws, you don't want to use those. Stay away from that because that can harm the tree. Stainless steel, that's the way you want to go. Look for them in your hardware section. You'll find them quite easily, and that's the only thing you want to put in this tree.
Here are a few examples of the Top Dog downlight in action. Notice how nicely it illuminates plant beds, floral displays, and elevation changes in the landscape. These effects can only be achieved by getting the light source high above the ground. If you have any further questions on installing the Top Dog downlight, give us a call or contact us at voltlighting.com.